All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Consumer Law Secrets After Dark. All right, let's get everything up and going. Let's get this party started. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. So, welcome to another episode of Consumer Law Secrets After Dark. I'm your host, Doreen Levante. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is a very special night. Why, may you ask? Well, the 5 day challenge starts tomorrow. That's why tonight is an amazing night. The 5 day challenge starts tomorrow. So, for those of you that have not gotten your tickets yet, you might want to go and get your tickets. All right? Because tomorrow, when the challenge starts, I don't want to be getting emails saying the rain, oh my God, I can't get in. Like, come on. Like, I told you guys about the challenge from early. You guys need to get in early because when it's challenge week, I'm not paying that much attention to the emails and the DMs because I'm in challenge mode. So, you guys need to go and secure your tickets now while you still can because the 5 day challenge starts tomorrow. The Consumer Law and Wealth Mastery Challenge starts tomorrow. All right, so let's get into it. For those of you on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen, just comment the word challenge in the chat. For those of you that are on YouTube, for those of you that are on Twitch, Facebook, etc., the link is in the chat. All right, so for those of you on Instagram, just comment the word challenge and you will get a DM regarding the tickets and how you can be a part of the challenge. Now, what I want to talk about is tonight is we're talking about the dispute process, right? And inside the dispute process, there's a there's a way the consumer reporting agencies like to respond. And when they respond in this way, a lot of you don't know what to do. So let's say you send out a dispute, right? You send out a dispute, and the response you got was verified or validated or accurate. So you sent out a dispute and you got a verified response, a validated response, or an accurate response. Is there anyone on here that have gotten any of those responses before? Verified, accurate, or validated. Have any of you ever received any of that response from a consumer reporting agency, aka credit bureau? Has any of you ever gotten that response? Okay, so what do you do? What do you do when a consumer reporting agency responds to you verified, validated, or accurate? What do you do? It's a valid question, right? It is a valid question because you send out your round one dispute. Let's say you're disputing a collection, a charge off, or you're disputing a late payment, a bankruptcy. It doesn't matter what you're disputing. The response to your dispute is verified, validated, or accurate. Ask for proof of the investigation steps. All right, Mar, you are onto something. How would you correctly ask for proof of investigation steps? How would you do that? How would you ask for proof of the investigation steps? So, um, Mar, you said that we're going to ask for proof of investigation steps. How do we actually do that? Can any of you give me an example of how we can accurately ask for proof of the investigation? What laws do we use to demand that type of response? And number two, how many days do they have to respond? So, Mark, I'm throwing this one at you, brother. Mar, what law supports that response, proof of investigation steps, and how many days do a consumer reporting agency have to respond to you. You see, a consumer reporting agency will get away with what you allow them to get away with. For example, if they respond verified, validated, accurate, and you don't know which consumer laws to use, you don't know how to respond to them, you don't know how many days they have to respond to you, you're now at a disadvantage because oftentimes people send out the wrong dispute asking the wrong things when that's not what you need to ask for. And when you do ask for the right thing, some people don't know what time frame this response should be in. So there's a lot of things that are overlooked when it comes to consumer law, a lot of things that are overlooked when it comes to consumer law that if you know these things, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you they will start treating you differently. 14 days, right? Not exactly. They don't have 14 days. It's more than 14 days, right? So these are some of the things that you guys have to know. When a verified, validated, accurate response is sent back to you, what does that mean? What is the responsibility of the consumer reporting agency? What are they supposed to send you back? What are you supposed to send them? And when you send them that thing, what are they supposed to respond to you with? These are all things that I'll be going over on the 5-day challenge. So like I said, guys, if you have not been logged in or if you have not joined the Consumer Law and Wealth Mastery Challenge, I'm telling you guys, you're missing out. What's the link to join the Connoisseur program? I will send that to you in 30 seconds starting right now. All right, let me send that to you. Let me send that Connoisseur link to you right now. I believe I have 15 seconds left. Let me send that to you and 10 seconds. Boom, there you go. I still had 10 seconds to spare. So these are things that you want to know, ladies and gentlemen. Like knowing how to properly dispute your disputes is very, very important. Okay, so let's say that you send out a dispute, right? And they did not respond to you. So if a collection agency did not respond to you, if a consumer reporting agency did not respond to you, what do you do when you don't get a response from a consumer reporting agency, from a debt collector, from a furnisher of information? What do you do next? The only thing I can think of is debt validation letter, but I don't think that's the right answer. You are correct, Amar. A debt validation response is not the correct response. So each response triggers a different section of the law. So let's start from the beginning, right? When you dispute a negative item on your credit, a consumer reporting agency and the furnisher of the information have 30 days to respond to you. How many days do they have to respond? 30. How many days, guys? They have 30 days to respond to you. Now, in this 30 days, a few things can happen, right? So a few things can happen in 30 days. So the first thing is they do not respond to you. So let's write these down. Right? So a few things can happen. Let me get a blank paper. So let's write this down. All right. So the first response is no response, right? So they did not respond to you. That's the first way they could respond. A no response isn't actually a response, right? The next response is verified, The next response you could get is accurate. The next response you could get is validated, right? They can do a stall. What else? No response, verified, accurate, validated, a stall response. Working with a credit repair agency, which is still a stall. Working with credit repair company. That's actually another response. Documents are not legible. Need better documents. Right? So they'll give you a whole bunch of stuff. So let's see. No response, verified, accurate, validated. They can give you a stall letter. They can respond saying that you're working with a credit repair company. They can also respond saying that your documents are not legible and you need to send in the items. They're going to tell you that, oh, they need your social. Right? Need your social security number. These are all the possible responses that you can get from a consumer reporting agency, right? So when you get no response, what do you do when a consumer reporting agency does not respond to you? You need to know how to really, you need to know how to use consumer laws to get them to respond, right? So if you get a no response, right? A no response. So remember, they have 30 days to respond to you. From your round one disputes, once it gets delivered, the 30-day clock starts, right? So they have 30 days. And in that 30 days, they either don't respond to you, they tell you that it's verified, it's accurate, it's validated. You can get a stall letter. You can get a letter saying that we are working with a credit repair company, which is still a stall letter. Your documents are not legible. We need proof of identification. We need your social, blah, 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 right? These are all stall tactics that they use to divert your attention from what exactly you're disputing and what exactly you're requesting. So what do? Each of these responses have a consumer law correlated with it. Your job is to know which consumer laws to send based on the response, right? So this is why a lot of your disputes don't work, because you're not using the correct responses when a consumer reporting agency responds to you, verified, validated, accurate, no response, stall, working with a credit repair company, documents are not legible, need better documents, need social security number. Like, you need to know what consumer laws to do. And for those of you that are just joining that have not gotten your tickets yet, guys, I'm telling you, these are the things that I'll be discussing on our 5-day challenge starting tomorrow. How do you respond? So what dispute letter do you send out when you get a no response? So when you get a no response from a consumer reporting agency, aka credit bureau, what is the dispute letter that you send out? And after you send that dispute letter out, how many days do they have to respond? And if they don't respond again, what do you do? Right? If you get a reply stating verified, validated, accurate, how do you respond to a verified, validated, accurate? What would be your round two, and how many days do they have to respond to you? Right? So for those of you that have not gotten your tickets yet, guys, I'm telling you, you need to get your 5-day challenge tickets. These are the things that I'll be going over. These are the templates that I'm going to be showing you. These are the strategies that I'm going to be showing you guys how to use. So for those of you on Instagram that have not gotten your 5-day tickets yet, you need to comment the word challenge in the chat. For those of you that's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and you have not gotten your 5-day challenge tickets yet, you might want to get it now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to drop the link right here in the chat for you. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch, I'm going to drop the link here so you guys can get it. What about if you have a charge off that you have disputed like 6 times and the creditor keeps verifying it? It's been reported since 2018. Now, if you have a charge off that's been reported that long, chances are there's a lot of things on your account that got overlooked. One, we need to know what is the date of last activity or the date the account went delinquent. Because from 2018 until 2025, we're kind of actually in the 7-year mark, right? What does that mean? Negative items fall off of your credit report naturally if it's not disputed, or if nothing is done, it naturally falls off after 7 years. So knowing the statute of limitation of when the account went in delinquency, that is a key part to comprehending what the next steps are. Now, if it keeps coming back verified, validated accurately, it also means that you did not use the correct dispute system, because if you did, after the third dispute, you should have either had them in court or the account should have been deleted from your credit long ago, right? Target is very stubborn. It won't sell it to collection agency. It reporting late after 5 years. Well, there are things that you can do if the account is being reported late. For example, on the challenge tomorrow, I'll be going over late payments. So how do you get rid of late payments? How do you delete late payments from your credit report? What does your round one late payment letter look like? What's supposed to be inside of your round one late payment letter? What are the key factors, and what are the agencies plus the creditor supposed to send back to you as proof that the late payment is a legitimate late payment? Is it in compliance with the law? What exactly are they supposed to send back to you? Right? So yeah, in November of this year. All right, cool. So you have an option now. You can wait until November of this year, or you can use consumer laws to get that account deleted from your credit, so you can start building up your credit, so you can start gaining more lines of credit, so you can go expand your business if that's what you feel like, so you can go travel the world if that's what you feel like. You can move into a new house, a new apartment, new car. Like, these are options available to you once your credit is in the right position. So credit repair is not just, oh, I'm going to send a dispute letter and then everything's going to fall off. There's different strategies for different type of accounts. It's actually my fiance's charge off, and I've been trying to get it removed off his TransUnion to get him the Lightstream funding. Okay, so I know the Lightstream funding very well. So if that's the issue, what you need to be doing then is doing it the right way. And I'm telling you guys, the 5-day challenge, I'll be breaking all of this down step by step. So I dropped the link right there in the chat. I would love to break this down for you. And note to self, get the brain picker ticket so I can give you the strategy you need tomorrow on that call. All right. So get the brain picker, ticket, so I'm able to give you that strategy in our private session, where the brain picker session is a private session that we do for an hour before the regular call, where everybody else joins the call. And believe it or not, charge-offs are one of the easiest accounts to get deleted. You just need to know the right strategy. There are many strategies that you can use, but the best two strategies to delete a charge-off is late payment and or securitization. Those are the two best strategies that you can use to get a charge-off deleted from your credit report. It is the best strategies that I've seen, and I've been in this game almost 5 years now, and I've tried a lot of dispute methods, but the late payment charge-off strategy, the securitization strategy, those are the two best options to get charge-offs deleted from your credit reports. All right. I got 6 minutes before I get out of here. Anything else you guys have for me? Remember, guys, if you have not gotten your tickets, you need to definitely get your tickets for the 5-day challenge. It goes down tomorrow. All right. It goes down tomorrow. We'll be talking about collections, late payments, student loans, charge-offs, repossessions, bankruptcies, whatever you have on your credit. That brain picker session, it gives you that time to ask me those strategies. I will give you those strategies. I will give you those templates. It gives me that opportunity to really carve out a strategy for you that you can use in your dispute process. What else do you guys got for me before I get out of here? Remember, if a consumer reporting agency does not respond to you when you send out a dispute, that's actually a response. And can you sue them? Absolutely, yes. When a consumer reporting agency replies verified, validated, accurate, and you respond to them requesting the description of the procedure used, what are they supposed to send you, right? And how much time do they have? When you dispute directly with a creditor, how many days does a creditor have to respond to you? And if they don't respond to you, what's supposed to happen? And if the item was not deleted from your credit, how do you hold a creditor responsible? Guys, these are all the strategies I'll be going into on the 5-day challenge. I'm telling you, you cannot miss it. If you have any negative item on your credit, you got student loans, charge off, late payments, bankruptcies, repossession, you gotta be in the room. You gotta be in the room because I'll be teaching you guys how to get these items deleted from your credit. So when do you get to round 3? Round 3 is actually called round sue, because once your round 1 and your round 2 is positioned properly, round 3 is going to small claims court. Round 3 is filing your arbitration. Round 3 is your pre-demand. You do not need to go around 4, because by the time you reach round 3, the dispute strategy that I've put together for you, you have more than enough evidence to take it to court or to go to arbitration or to do whatever you're going to do. I'm currently being sued and I have not received a 1099 from the creditors. So the law states, and in the IRS code, you do not have to get a form 1099-C, right? You don't have to get one. So the 1099-C is not really an important factor because the IRS says that they don't have to send it to you. What makes a difference now is the dispute process and the type of disputes that you sent out. How long is the court process? The court process varies by individual. It varies by the nature of the action or the case that is being brought about. Because in some instances, if you had followed the steps that I give and your dispute round 1, round 2 is solid, you can actually make what is called a pre-demand letter. And your pre-demand letter, that now will give them an opportunity to settle before going to court. You could actually go to court, and in the first part of the hearing or whatever they're going to do, the other side decide that, hey, we want to settle based on the exhibits, based on your presentation of the case. So there's many factors. So there's not really a set factor in saying that, okay, the court process is going to take 3 months, it's going to take 9 months. It varies by the strategy and how strong your case is. I've been denied by the court 3 times and I have different attorneys contacting me. I'm not sure what you mean when you say I've been denied by the court 3 times. What does the being denied by? Hold on 1 second. Hey, Mom, I'm on live. I'm going to call you back after. I'm on live. I'm going to call you back after. So being denied by the court, that could mean a lot of things. So without more information, it's hard for me to give you an opinion on what is going on. Just saying being denied by the court, it could be for a lot of different reasons. I have a default judgment against me. So if you have a default judgment against you, it simply means a few things may have happened. One, you did not respond to the summons or their statement of claim. You did not show up to court. Um, Chances are you probably didn't even know that there was an action filed against you. And these are some of the ways that a default judgment can be awarded to the moving party. So it's your responsibility now to evaluate what happened, to bring it back to maybe a different court, to do a countersuit. So there's different ways that you could rehash, so to speak, the situation, especially if proper due process was not done. Excuse me, were you served? Like these type of things. So it's really knowing what the formalities in your jurisdictions are, the local rules for civil procedures in your county, in your state. Just these knowing this type of stuff, right? I didn't show due to lack of communication. So like I said, it could be a situation where you did not show up to court, which is kind of what it was. So I was not served properly. So if you weren't served, then we're talking about due process. So there's many things to consider, many factors to consider. And these are some of the things that I can go over on the 5-day challenge. And this is why I'm telling you guys that if you have not gotten your tickets, you need to get it. All right. So for those of you that have not gotten your tickets to the 5-day challenge, guys, comment the word challenge. If you're on Instagram, check your DMs. I will be sending you a DM with the information to the challenge. How many dispute letters should I send at one time to one bureau? I have about 4 to 5 negative accounts, from a charge off to a late payment account. Well, there's no set number of disputes that you can send. I got my ticket. Okay, so China. So tomorrow on our brain picker session. So I hope you got a brain picker ticket, China. I'm going to ask you some questions tomorrow, and then we're going to get to the bottom of what happened, and I'll be giving you a tailored strategy as to what you're going to do next. All right. So tomorrow on our brain picker session, I'll be able to give you that information. Brain picker session starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Regular challenge starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But tomorrow at 7 p.m. China, I'll be on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is where you definitely want to ask me these questions so we can put your strategy together. So soul content, when it comes to the amount of disputes that you can send out, there's no number or any cap. I recommend separating the disputes because when you separate the dispute, it gives you a better comprehension on, and it gives you better leverage when you decide to take actions against the consumer reporting agencies. Because when you put everything together and they respond verified, validated, accurate, what are they responding verified, validated, accurate to? If you're going to sue them, when you're doing it individually, you can max out on each one small claim for that jurisdiction. So there's many reasons why I preach separating the discount, your dispute. So I would go with, if you have different items, separate the disputes and send them out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are 3 minutes over. That is it for tonight's session. Tomorrow is going to be an amazing, amazing, amazing experience. So I'll be dropping the link one more time. Guys, if you're on Instagram, check the chat. If you're in Facebook, Twitch, if you're on YouTube, check the link. I just dropped it in the chat. You will be able to get more information on the 5-day challenge. No problem. If you're on Instagram, just comment the word challenge. If you're on Instagram, comment the word challenge. The 5-day challenge goes down tomorrow. Consumer Law and Wealth Mastery Challenge. It goes down tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So comment the word challenge and check your DMs. I will send you a information regarding the challenge, I'll send the link. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go get some sleep. A very big day tomorrow, day one of the 5-day challenge. I'm excited. You're excited. I can't wait. See you guys tomorrow. Let's go.